I wanted to sit in front of the green screen for this mukbang, but then I realized I have guac. That's not gonna show up good.
You're watching the Bare Pantry Show.
This is the Bare Pantry Show.
So I spent hours yesterday messing around with this is cheap paper. Messing around with my thumbnails, the last 8 to 10 thumbnails. I'm not gonna go back further and change the rest, of course, but I've been watching a lot of videos on how to do YouTube better so I can be more successful. And I'm not the kind of person that's gonna read a whole book or watch tons of videos and not get up and do the changes that people say to do. I'm gonna at least try, right? So today what I did was made 5 different breads from the bread book because I figure I have to start teaching from the bread book. That's why I started to do my YouTube channel originally, because I wanted to teach the people from my first Belizean book, and then that way the people could buy the book, and they did. I might have to get up and lock that door. Let me lock that door. Now it cuts down on some of the noise, right? This is the Dutch oven cheese and herb bread. I don't have any, this part doesn't have the cheese. This is the back. So I made a tuna salad. Red, yellow, orange peppers, onion. The yellow hot peppers. Mayo mustard. I didn't put any relish in this one. I made all those breads all morning. Right now it's almost noon, so the house hot. That's the baguette. So I saw in the news, I don't remember what state, but this mother left her toddler home for, I think it was a week, by herself. I think it was a little girl. You know what age is toddler, right? 2 to 3. Yes. She came back and found her unalive. So they arrested her. How are you going to leave a baby home? Was she on drugs? Then, you know, the Supreme Court is doing the most right now. They're handing down some, what do you call them? Decisions. We're not going to talk about the affirmative action in college one, because we don't get into any argument about how I feel about that. But I feel like your decision was wrong. Dare I say it. I feel like they're trying to keep brown and black people poor. My cousin boss used to say, the rich get richer and the poor make babies. That's how they keep poor people poor. But they make babies. Anyway, I wanted to talk about one of the next decision. This decision had to do with some female musician that a man was stalking. I don't know if I could bring it up on my phone. Let's see. I don't want to misspeak, you know? Let's see. Miss Lucky asks, is that Jada singing in the cake video? Okay, let me see how I could find that. Supreme Court, you know I call him the extreme court. Court decision about stalker. Every word spelled wrong. Google is just gonna have to figure it out. I guess he couldn't figure it out. Okay, about stalker. Okay, Supreme Court overturns online stalking conviction, citing First Amendment. So listen to this foolishness. The Supreme Court on Tuesday overturned the conviction of an online stalker from Colorado, tightening the standard by which threats made on social media can be punished as crimes. Justice Elena Kagan, writing for a 7-2 majority. You see what happened when you put all these Catholics on the Supreme Court? You see what happened? You effed around and found out. Because listen to what happened to this poor lady. Said the First Amendment still requires proof that the defendant had some subjective understanding of the threatening nature of his statements. In 2016, Colorado prosecuted the plaintiff Billy Raymond Counterman, winning a state court conviction by showing that hundreds of Facebook messages Counterman sent to a female singer/songwriter were objectively threatening and received that way by the victim. He served 4.5 years behind bars, at least he served some time already, even though he has always maintained that he never intended to threaten the musician. So me and Joshua said, well, okay, make we hear. Maybe the girl is just woke and she's overly sensitive and whatever. Let's read on. The state must show that the defendant consciously disregarded a substantial risk that his communications would be viewed as threatening violence, Kagan wrote. That's the Supreme Court Justice. Oh, he looked like a whole killer. And if you could see that from there, but he looked like a whole killer. The state did not prove evidence of intent or state of mind. It's a violation of the First Amendment, she wrote. As she wrote it, of course, you know, Thomas, who put that hair on my soda can, was right behind this too, right? In a statement on her website, Whalen wrote in part, I'm disappointed that the Supreme Court's decisions has minimized the harm that stalking and threatening messages cause to victims and their families. I guess Whalen is the name of the girl. Nonetheless, I hope the standard the Supreme Court established can be used in ways that allow for protection of victims across the country. If you are afraid, please trust yourself and reach out for help. The court's decision does not mean that victims must stand alone. The thousands of unstable messages sent to me were life-threatening and life-altering, she wrote. Justices Amy Coney Barrett and Clarence Thomas. Oh, okay. I guess I had it wrong with Thomas. They dissented. Do you have an old clunker that you'd like to sell but you don't want to deal with random strangers showing up at your house? Contact Wheelsy. The link is in the description of this video because The Bear Pantry Show is an affiliate. Sorry guys, I had to cut away the commercial just now because the memory decided it was full. Anyways, I have to apologize to Clarence Thomas because I guess he and the Coney Barrett were the only two that didn't go for this deal right here. Counterman communicated true threats which everyone agrees lie outside the boundaries of the First Amendment protection, Barrett wrote. He knew what the words meant. Child, wait for the words. Those threats caused the victims to fear for her life and they upended her daily existence. Nonetheless, the court concluded that Counterman can prevail on a First Amendment defense. Nothing in the Constitution compels that result. Alright, so let me tell you something. People come and start to threaten me, all of us going to get trained in guns. I don't like guns, but we'll get trained in them right away. Child, we ain't gonna play. Legal scholars supportive of Counterman's case say the decision bolsters free speech protections and reduces the chance of criminalizing misunderstandings. I don't know why Joe don't get his phone. As Counterman's attorneys put it in previous court documents, I left this man with the phone. so he would answer it right away. Critics of the ruling, however, warn it will make it more difficult for law enforcement to protect people online at a time when threatening behavior is rampant. Stalkers are often oblivious to reality, and if you require the state to have to show that they understood that their words were threatening and creating this fear of physical violence, you could actually let go, you could let a lot of stalkers go. Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser said in an interview with ABC's News earlier this year. Kagan, that's the justice again, acknowledged that those concerns on behalf of the court's majority, but wrote in her opinion on Tuesday that the new standard would not sacrifice too many of the benefits enforcing the laws against through threats. The rule we adopt today is neither the most speech protected nor the most sensitive to the dangers of through threats. She wrote, the balance keeps much of what is important on both sides of the scale. I don't know. I didn't read the whole thing, so who knows if she lied or not. So let's see. I guess I want to put all these other things in here. I want to read this whole story. The heck? Where'd the story go? Okay. Let's see. That's it for that one? Okay, let's find another one. What did stalker counterman say to the woman in Colorado? My fingers are the skinniest part of my body, but I swear to you, Rado, I touch every letter that I'm not supposed to touch. Let's see if that's the same story again. If it's the same one that I just read. Okay, this is another part of the story. It says, Counterman had a history of making violent threats to women and was on supervised release from one such federal conviction during the 2 years he continuously messaged Whalen. He was found guilty in 2017 in a 2017 trial of stalking Whalen and sentenced to 4.5 years in prison as he pursued his First Amendment appeal. Among Counterman's communications to Whalen were messages that read, "Was that you in the white Jeep?" That means he's watching her, right? That's disconcerting when you're out there in the street and somebody goes, "Oh, was that you?" Especially if you know they've done the stalking already, and you're not being good for human relations. Die. Don't need you. Others use expletive. Well, I'm not afraid of the expletive, but that you're not being good for human relations. And the DIE word, what? Counterman citing mental illness. I can't stand everything that happens today in the world is they go back to mental illness. I can't stand it no more. I just can't. You have these narcissists in your family. They hurt you over and over again. And they tell, oh, mental illness. I don't want to hear it. You won't get punched in the face. I don't care. Cited mental illness and delusions, argue that his messages were not intended to be threatening and were just and thus were protected were protected speech. John Elwood, an attorney for Counterman, hailed the court's recognition that the First Amendment requires proof of mental state. The hell? Proof of mental state? Remember when Joe's nephew said, I have a bullet with your name on it? Don't come to me with no mental illness, because you won't get right back what you give me. Free speech is too important to imprison people for statements that are most negligent. This man meant to stalk this lady and threaten her. The Colorado stalking law did not require proof of a speaker's subjective intent to intimidate. It defines stalking in part as communication that would cause a reasonable person to suffer serious emotional distress. If I out there in the street and he to text me or to write on Facebook, isn't that you in the white Jeep? Child. There was a time when Jory got threatened. Jory got threatened by somebody that the person was the boyfriend of a friend of his. He was not messing with this girl. They were just literally friends for years. She started to see some boy that's jealous, and we feel like she started to tell this guy stuff that would make him feel jealous. Maybe the guy wasn't treating her right, and it's like, oh, Jory this, Jory that, because Jory's a nice guy. Jory came down and delete the threat, and they threatened his life. When he tells Jada, Jada come and tell us. That's what you do, picnic. Go and tell mommy and daddy. And we gone to the police. They took it serious. They gone to the gym upon it and find the boy. They threatened the guy. They told Jory go to another gym for like a month. Jory said hell no. Jory went to another gym for like 2 days after that. He went back to his gym and he had a weapon on him. Can't say what it is. I like just the bread and the avocado, the guacamole. I'm getting full though. The bread fills you up. And then me and Joe went down to Home Depot with a friend, the girl worked, and we threatened she. You make it know. Call off your dog. Stop telling him lies about Jory because Jory don't want you. She started to cry. Big tears. I come back and I tell Jory, and she goes, Jory's such a good friend. I don't know why he's doing this. Because of you. Because of you. You the one telling him things. There's always women in the middle of the mix causing problem. So, anyways, the guy backed off, praised God. So I feel for this poor lady, but at least this person had already served 4.5 years. The carrots are so fresh. They almost want to taste like coconut. I'll put this up for later because I had that piece of bread with the guac. And that's one thing I noticed when you're doing the fasting. I think your stomach shrinks because you get full pretty quick when it's time to eat the meal. Yeah. So back to YouTube's. I have 105,000 followers at YouTube, 225,000 at Facebook. So I would say that I'm successful in YouTube. But I need my success to manifest in cha-ching, cha-ching. And stop have to work all these different streams of income. You know what I mean? So I'm learning things and I'm applying it. And that young man that came here the other day, he's learning too. And he's showing me how to apply it. And I don't know if this is going to go up before the bread video. This might go up because this is easier to edit. This might go up before the bread video. But I did 5 different breads. I did 2 different baguettes, one with sugar, one without. I did artisan bread, I did the Dutch oven bread, and I did 2 loaves of my mom Rosalie's little dinner rolls. And I did all that because I was doing like a compare and contrast type thing in the video. Other than that, I wouldn't have did so many breads, right? I wouldn't have done so many breads. So I'm gonna edit that video and put that out, and I'm gonna try to keep in tune with my thumbnails. I have to really stay focused on my thumbnails. Sometimes my thumbnails are good and sometimes they're just like, whatever. This is not gonna get views. This is not gonna get money anyway, so why bother? That's my attitude sometimes. You know what I mean? But I found out that with 105,000 subscribers, if I tweak a few things, I can actually get into the algorithm. It's not a mystery like before. So let me tell you what happened to Joe, why Joe's not in this mukbang with me. Oh crap, I released a video this morning at 9. I totally forgot I was supposed to be at that live. It's a premiere. I'm gonna get my laptop too and try to see if I can stream. I don't think I could stream from this camera. Let me see, where's the YouTubes? Let me see if it premiered. It's at Bear Pantry Talk. I'm going to start putting up those podcasts there Tuesday and Thursday for right now until I can do better. It got released. It has 9 views. That doesn't let me feel bad or panic because YouTube just noticed that I'm back at this page. You know what I mean? Let's see. No comments. Okay. This was a funny one. I like this one. It's called 5 TV ads that need to fall back. It's these ads that bug me, you know? I feel like, you know, we'll keep putting it. We keep putting it till YouTube realize, oh, she's putting stuff at this page again. Let's see what she's doing. You know, what I need to put there, honestly, is reviews. But I only like doing reviews for Amazon because they're short and to the point. And Amazon will put it at the product. And when people come across it and they see my video, I get paid because they saw the video. I get paid when they buy something, even if they don't buy the one thing. You know what I mean? So that benefits me more there than at YouTube, because right now I can't seem to get back into that algorithm for reviews and stuff like that at that channel, although the videos that I've done the best at that page has been my reviews and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm gonna really work hard at it. There's no reason why I should abandon YouTube. I was thinking all type of things, like I'm gonna stop putting up cooking videos. Maybe I'll just put up vlogs and I'll just make the cooking videos be for the members, like switch it, because the members are getting the vlogs and then the free people are getting the cooking videos. So I was thinking maybe I would switch them up. I was thinking all type of stuff. Then Troy's told me to do storytelling, and I looked at a lot of videos to see what storytelling was about, and I don't know that I can do that here at the cooking page, because this page, like when you hear Bare Pantry Show, you know that that has to do with food. When you hear barbara.grinage, it has to do with food and cookbooks and stuff like that, right? So I don't want to switch it at this time. And honestly, I ask myself all the time, are you burned out of making the cooking videos, or are you just burned out of not making money? Because there's a difference. Because if like somebody came down the pike and go, hey, I want you to come on my platform and I'm going to pay you X number of dollars for every video that you put out, child, I'll be in there making cooking videos, and I'll be happy to make them. So I know I'm not burned out of making the cooking videos. I'm just burned out of not being in the YouTube's algorithm. And I know partly it's my fault. A lot of it is my fault. Consistency is key, you know, and a bunch of other things that I'm learning. And once I learn something, I start to apply it one at a time. We's gonna get it, guys. We's gonna get it. Yeah, so, oh, I was telling you about Joe. So Joe went to the doctor yesterday because he's having a hard time for like over a month, like month and a half, where if he sneezes, he has to hold his whole head and sneeze. He can't bend down to pick nothing up from the floor because his face hurts, his sinus issues, right? So he went to the doctor yesterday, and of course they tell him to go do blood work, the normal thing that you do annually, your kidneys, liver, you know, all that stuff, your sugar, so on and so on. And his A1C came down. Remember I told you guys a couple years ago, Joe A1C was like 6.4. He was at the border of diabetes. Well, it came down to 6.0. So we're going in the right direction. We just have to tweak a few more things. And he's very motivated to tweak the things, you know, because he's like, I can do it, I can do it. So that's great news. And then everything else, I sent it to my resident doctor, Jermaine. And he read everything, and you could see like less than, more than, whatever, you know, the standard. And but some of it, if I didn't understand what it is, I asked him, and he was so kind to respond. And he goes, Joe healthy like a horse. The man healthy, thank you God. But what they did, they pushed him to take 2 jabs. And one of them is for some type of pneumonia that you get when you're older. And the other one is for shingles. Shingles is something that you can develop if you've had chicken pox. I've had chicken pox, so I think I need to take it too, but I've been hiding. I took too many, what do you call it, the Ronas? I took too many of the Ronas vaccine already for me to go take more. Let's see, you can see the trash truck out there. What age should we take the pneumonia jab? It's called pneumococcal. I hear that on commercial all the time. What age? Please don't say over 50. Babies too? I'm gonna look that up. But the other one, you have to take it when you turn 50, and I've been 50 for 6 years, so I gotta take it. So, but when Joe come back and say, the doctor said you need to come and take the blah blah blah, I said, tell she leave me alone. Tell that lady to leave me alone. She's a nice doctor and I love her. Anyway, I'll go take it like in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna start enjoying my summer first before I start to feel sick. Joe, man, he got chills. He's sleeping up, tired. I got up early with him to take care of him this morning.
10 long years ago,
I published my first cookbook of recipes from my home country of Belize. My cooking show, The Bare Pantry Show, was created based on that book. 7 years later, I redid the book, removed some of the recipes that I didn't deem to be authentic enough, and added about 30 brand new recipes that are easy to follow, budget friendly, authentic, and comes out perfect each time. Matter of fact, it comes out perfect the first time. Get your copy today only from www.barepantryshow.com. Shop safely and securely at www.barepantryshow.com. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for coming over. Please consider subscribing, because then if you subscribe, you will know when I put up another video. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can come back and watch some more video on my channel. I don't say on my platform because it's not my platform. The platform belongs to YouTube's. I don't know why creators say that. This is my platform. No, the platform belongs to YouTube, and they go, this is a free app. This is just the app. No, the app is on the phone. This is a whole, what do you call it? What do you call it when a whole lot of networks talk to each other or whatever? It's not just an app, dude. All right. So thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for the view. Hit the like button because that helps get us in out. What the like does is just tell the YouTube AI, the artificial intelligence, that you liked the video. So obviously I'm putting out some type of content that you enjoy, and then that way they'll put it in front of you again to see if you're gonna like it again, and then you're gonna, you know, the AI is not a human. It just goes by what you guys do. You have to first move. When I move, you move. Just like that. When I move, you move. That's how I think God works. When I move, he moves. Just like that. That's how I think he works. All right. So yeah, hit the like button, hit the notification bell when you hit subscribe. And what else? Leave me a comment. Tell me below what you think about these people that are calling trying to solicit repairs on the house and how rude they are. You know, they're trained that if they can get past the second paragraph, they can get past the first 2 paragraphs, then you're more likely to say yes to whatever they're trying to sell you. How I know this? Because I did it for one night only when Jory was a baby. I sold some little coupon books. And I like the coupon books for myself, so when I saw that I could go sell it and make money for the company, I wanted to do the job. And I went there, and the guy, it was a husband and wife team. The guy really, do you have time for a story? Right at the end of the thing. So that it was a husband and wife team. The husband liked me right away, but not that kind of way. Not like, you know, not dirty. But he liked me because he studied the same thing I studied in school, broadcasting. So we had something to talk about. So the interview went well. And they put me to work right away. They just dropped me off. It was one long, narrow building, right? And they had like little tables like this where I would sit here, somebody right there, somebody right this, on the next wall, same way, like 20 people in there. So you hear you have cross conversations. When the people call you listening, you're going to hear other people talking in the background. So anyways, you're supposed to call the people and ask them if they want to buy the book, and you have a whole thing that you read to tell them why the book is so good. The book was good. They had a lot of good coupons in there, and the book was reasonably priced. I used to use it. I used to buy it every summer, use it all the time, and saved a lot of money. So that's why I wanted to do it. Plus to make some little extra money because I had 2 babies at the time, right? I could do it in the evening. Like, it was supposed to be like from 6 in the evening till 11. So it wasn't like long hours. Joe could come back and get me, go to sleep, go to work next day. So anywho, I sat down and I made the first couple of phone calls, read what they told me to read. And on the second phone call, I got a sale, which apparently is not the norm. I'm like, a sale, I'm so excited. So when the sale goes through, the wife or the husband, the bosses are supposed to come, take the phone, talk to the person, and verify the address and verify the credit card, or you know, it wasn't a credit card. They were going to pay when you get there. I think that's how it worked. They would have the money to pay when you get there. Verified everything from that person to make sure they are legit, because people play with you on the phone, right? They did all of that. And they sent the runner out to go deliver the book, and the address was fake. The people were fake. It was not a sale. And they came back and said, so the man, the boss, wasn't angry at me because they verified everything. The wife was the one that verified everything. The wife started to cuss me out, nothing never left. Now they're the bosses, I can't cuss she back, right? And man, I felt this big. Just have a baby 2 months ago. I'm nursing, so when I get upset, all the stuff's letting down. Oh my God, it was a horrible, horrible experience. And so I kind of held it together, And I'm like, why is she cussing me though? She verified everything on the phone. That's not my fault, right? So, but you can't tell them that. So you just have the man just say, move on to the next call. Just move on. And we went through the whole entire night. I don't remember if I sold anything else. Maybe one legit one got sold. They tell you sometimes you don't sell nothing for the night. That's okay. Just try. And so by the time, no, it wasn't till 11, it was till 9. So it's 5 to 9. It wasn't a lot of hours because you have to stop calling people's house at 9 o'clock. In California, I don't know about other states. And so it was 1 minute before 9. And I'm like, should I like shut up shop or should I be calling? And when I looked, everybody was still calling. So I dialed again 1 minute before 9. And that person picked up the phone and cussed me out, never left. And I was like, okay, whatever. That didn't hurt my feelings. When that person cussed me out, I didn't care. I was just reading a script. I'm getting paid, whatever. Go to sleep. As a matter of fact, I felt sorry for them because they told me they was already asleep, right? So anyways, I left and the husband walked me out and he said, don't let what happened today stop you from coming back, you know, because I feel like you can do well with this. You have the voice, you have the personality, you have a smile in your voice when you call the people, and I feel like you're going to get a lot of sales for us. So don't let it stop you. And I'm going, no, I'm good. And I really felt like I was good. So I already got through whatever she cussed me out or whatever. Like, I remember what all that woman told me, but she was rude. So I got in the car and Joe had the 2 kids in the back seat. Joshua was 6 and Jory was a couple of months old. And I got in the back seat with them, right? And child, when I got in the back seat, Joe said, how did it go? And I heard myself tell Joe that it was good, right? And I enjoyed it. But what Joe heard was, I was bawling. I was so emotional. And he goes, what happened? And I said, oh my God, she cussed me out. I thought I was over it. But I guess I still had pregnancy hormones swinging back and forth, right? So I wasn't over it. We going walk? Okay. So child, Joe told me, look, I'm making enough money that we can get by, you know, because you were nursing, so you don't have to buy milk. All we have to worry about is diapers and stuff like that. And we don't do stuff anyway, so it's not like I have to go somewhere. And he goes, we'll be all right if you stay home with the babies. You don't have to work. So I called the man back bright and early the next day. I'm like, I'm not coming back. And then he says, why? Don't let my wife do that to you. Come back. You can do so well. And I said, that's part of it. But the next part of it is that I miss my babies. My baby is only 2 months old. If I were on true maternity leave from a job, I wouldn't be at work already. 2 months old and nursing full time, you know? So, but he was nice. I appreciated that he was nice. His wife was a witch with a capital B. Anyways, there goes the story of one of my little jobs. Bye.
This is the Beth Pantry Show.